And when you tell the cab guy, this is why Uber's 1,000 times better, and they don't understand because they're all dinosaurs. They're like, hey, could I please go to the... you didn't know, when I left my hotel, like whatever it was, 10 minutes ago, I was 450 pounds. I sweated it all off by the time I got here. And I'm like, hey, can you go to the convention center? He's like, oh, no. No. Too close. I'm like, all right, thanks. I'm like bumping around like a pachinko machine to every damn cab, which probably would have taken longer anyway. I'm not against walking.
They wouldn't drive you because it's too close.
Too close. That's why Uber wins. Uber's winning, they're losing. That's why.
You look really good, if I can say. Doesn't he look good?
I have a sheen of it.
It's a glow.
It's not earned.
You're glistening.
I am glistening, that's for sure.
It's a glow, Dana.
How are you?
I'm good.
Penguin
We're
rules,
surviving.
Batman rules.
That's fine. Batmobile lost its wheel. Joker laid an egg. Right? Is that how it goes?
Probably.
Does anybody have any questions? Nothing? Nobody?
One right here. All right.
Guy with a wristband. Oh, you.
I got a question for Roger, Craig.
Hold on a minute. You wearing sweatpants? It's like 85 degrees outside.
The khakis.
Okay.
It's casual. It's
You got
voiceover
long sleeve. I'm
appropriate.
concerned about the heat stroke in this place. All right. Hello, Maria. Zach, how are you? Hold on, question.
I got a question. It's about a regular show. Will Thomas be back for another season?
I don't know. Regular show is a show on Cartoon Network that he's asking about. I do a recurring character on there that the big thing, a couple months ago was that he turned out not to be who he said he was. He was a Russian spy. And that was sort of the last we've seen of him as far as we know. I don't know.
And can you speak Sonic as a Russian accent?
Can I do Sonic as a Russian accent?
Yeah.
Are you a communist?
I like go fast, very fast. Collect rings is good, yeah. Dr. Eggman is not real doctor, he's only PhD, so it's not real doctor.
Okay, thanks.
Now get in line. That's Russian, right? Like, yeah, back in line. No bread for you.
Yeah. What a country.
That's old school Russia, right?
Yeah.
What the country?
Well,
Yakov
it's not Russian.
Smirnoff.
Are they
There
Russian
you go.
anymore?
You can pull that out for him and help him out there.
Are they Russian?
Thank you.
Is it like, now it's going to be
Soviets?
something else?
I don't know.
How do you make the voice?
Dana?
Man.
Oh, Batman
1 cup
voice.
of sugar.
I can answer this. I do Batman's
A cup
voice
of sugar,
too.
1 egg.
But I do the other Batman. When he talks like this, hey, it's me. Where'd I put my batarang?
Alfred!
Yeah. Wait. I'm in Little Batman. He's a
Little
baby.
Batman.
It's like Muppet Babies, but it's
Little Batman.
DC babies. They probably do something like that, though, right?
Probably. I'm sure
like
there
some
is.
weird-
Or they're working on it now. If not,
Yeah.
finder's fee. Finder's fee?
Yeah,
little
absolutely.
bats.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll work. How do we do the voice? Like, I get, let me ask you this. Like, I mean, I know that it's a Batman situation, but Dana is a hero of mine. He voices one of my absolute favorite characters of all time, which is
Shrub Attorney.
Granny. Granny from Squidbillies.
That's right. Oh, yeah,
But
Granny from Squidbillies.
So talk, like, I guess with that question, how do you make the voice? How do you come up with that? I mean, like, there's a process, right?
Where'd he go? He left already. He's
sitting right
going
there.
to drop a question bomb and then get out of here. He's like, it's like stopping in and making people think. Well, you got to look what they look like. You want to know what they look like, then you think what they sound like, right? I mean, you see a picture of some dog or something, he's going to talk different if he's real skinny. If he's a little Chihuahua or like a big Saint Bernard, you know what I mean? Nothing. Dead eyes. It's all right. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like Granny, she's like she's an old dilapidated squid. You don't know what I'm talking about. You shouldn't. That's good. That's a sign of good parenting. You don't know what Squidbillies is.
Adult Swim.
Yeah, that's right. But, yeah, she talks like she's Diane Rehm from the Diane Rehm show on NPR. Because she can't control her diaphragm, and then she's just an old lady voice. But Diane Rehm would go, she does like, now Senator McConnell, because she has this real thing. She can't control her vocal cords. I've bored everyone.
You know
just
Senator
looking at
McConnell, right?
Yeah, my glistening legs. How many McConnell fans out there?
But then what's that a combination of? You said it was...
And just a sweet old lady.
A sweet old lady.
And so she's, hey, boy, you like the party?
There it is, Granny.
Effed up a little bit. That means for fun.
Was that good enough? Did we
Yeah,
do a
left.
good job?
He's like, get me out of here.
All right.
I wish this
Satisfied
crossbow was
customer.
functioning. I'd shoot that sweaty guy up there on the stage through the face. Sorry, they can't all be great answers. Oh, hello. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Oh, good.
Now, personally, how does it feel to be invested in the DC universe? Now, Roger, you voiced Batman in Arkham Origins, but how does
Someone's messing with you.
A little closer. Yeah.
Now, anyways, how does that really feel to be invested in such a rich universe filled with wonderful characters?
Obviously, an honor. I mean, it's
awesome, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you're like,
you're living your
part of,
dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, superheroes.
I mean,
and supervillains.
He's like a big stuff all the time. Let me tell you, I like pooped my pants when I found out I was doing the Penguin. It's probably why I'll never do it again. They're like, the guy who pooped his pants when he was in
Exactly.
there.
The sweaty guy who
Terrible.
pooped his
Yeah, that sweaty guy who complained that it was super hot in California, 70 degrees.
No, it's you know what I would say that like regardless of the like whether or not a character is established or not, like getting to do any voiceover job is a dream come true in so many ways. Like there's a phrase like every day behind a VO mic's a victory kind of thing because it's just such a gratifying, fun
like you win
job.
a contest. Every time you get a job, it's like you've won a contest.
You've won the contest.
Which was really because there are like 100 guys, and then out of all the, or maybe thousands of guys sometimes, and then you're the one that was the least stinky.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go.
Or the
the
best.
one that was available.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the other part.
We couldn't get anyone else.
Yeah. So your schedule was free. No, it's and what he's talking about too is like the odds. You try not to think about it because there's when you're talking about a character as large as anything that's established, they're gonna throw out probably a pretty wide casting net to kind of find the voice that they're looking for, or find the guy that they're looking for, or the gal that they're looking for to voice that character. And when all of a sudden you get the call, it's just kind of like okay, and you don't like trigonometry, it's like do what you got to do to pass the test and then forget about it because you're never going to use it again. I try not to think about it. Like, I don't want to go like, oh, well, I got this because I this, or I brought this to it. It's like, no, I don't know. I can't think about it. I'm just stoked to be in there because...
Or sometimes it's like it was so long ago you don't even remember. Like, hey, remember when you auditioned for the part of roller skating garbage can? You're like, the what now? You know, from that great thing we said, you're like,
back in 2012.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember 4 years ago when you then you go like, but usually when you go to, then they always play it for you. They're like, here's what you did in the audition, because they all assume we're all like, lazy. Well, we're actors, so that's one.
It's redundant.
Knockdown.
Lazy
right
actor.
there. Yeah. Give them food. Let them read the papers.
It's neat because for voice acting, with it being theater of the mind and all those things, like the reality is like I obviously don't ever look in the mirror and go, psh, there's Batman. Because this is the face that I see staring back at me with cargo shorts and a super fancy pocketed T-shirt. So to get to portray these characters that I would never, ever, ever be considered for in an on-camera sense is just incredible. And then to have it also be something as well established as Batman, we're talking 75 years that these characters have been around. It's awesome. And it's not as if you sit there and get it and go like, yeah, well, now I've defined it as this. It's like, no,
We finally nailed it, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I did the Penguin.
Y'all can go home now
because
because we got it. No, it's a blast to be able to sit there and go like, okay, I've added my name to a list of people who have gotten to be a part of this, and that's an honor.
But
that's
it's
a
also
blast.
weird, too. There's like pressure, because there's like guys like, you're not my favorite Batman.
You're not my You're not my Sonic. You're not my Captain America. You're not my whatever it might be. And I get that.
Roller skating garbage can.
Well,
you're not my roller skating garbage can.
Kevin Conroy was my Batman growing up. Or Adam West was really and truly my Batman growing up. And I get that it's like anytime you've got a character that's something that you loved at a certain time in your life, the notion that somebody's going to do something with it is like, but the reality is Bill Freiberger's a writer friend and said, look, there's nothing we can do going forward that will ever ruin whatever it was that you loved about a character at a certain point in your life. But what we're trying to do is everybody's passionate about bringing it to a new audience, refreshing the character, having fun with it, and trying to do something for a new group of people that will go, I grew up with X, Y, and Z as the voice of, or as the artists for, or as the writer of, that kind of thing. Good question.
Very much.
Thank you. And good voice. Look at you.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
Great.
That's great. Next question. No pressure.
Keep talking. It'll kick in, I'm sure.
2 questions. For the first one, do you remember what your audition was for the characters that you cast? And second, were you guys recording in the same room, or was it just one at a time, ADR kind of thing?
We even did ADR together.
Yeah, for sure.
That was like, see, he's like good, right? Look at this guy. He's professional. He's not sweating. He's got in the car that took him over here.
I lucked out. I was going to
We
walk.
walk in. They do the thing where you see the picture. And they're like, all right, we missed this when you punch the guy in the face. We need the punching sound. And it has a little beep, boop, boop, boop. And then you go like, ugh. This guy walks in. He pulls in on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle into the recording booth. He throws off his solid gold motorcycle. He throws off his leather jacket. He puts the one can up like a Gary Owen style, and he watches it. They play them all. He does them all in real time. They're all perfect. He walks out. Then they're like, all right, scumbag, it's your turn. I'm
it's
complaining
not
about how hot it
solid
is.
gold, Dana.
Well,
it's sterling silver.
There's some
It's
chrome
sterling
in there.
silver.
The hand grips are plastic.
Could you picture a 5'5" guy looking like me on a Harley Davidson?
Be awesome.
No.
Yeah, it'd be great.
No, it'd be overcompensating. I'd literally be a traveling billboard for overcompensation.
It was a little one, though, like a little Harley.
little
like
mini-
the Shriner
mini
bikes.
Harley?
They drive those little ones. Like, all right, guys, it's the only one I could fit in the door. Yeah, you go inside with it. Electric powered.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Got another question here?
My name's Chris.
Joe
This
Cool.
is to you, Mr. Smith. I wanted to know something. I'm a huge Marvel fan and all, and I know you do the voice of Captain America. Would you ever want to do the story arc of the death of Captain America as an animated film or series?
For my paycheck, no.
What you're saying is, would you like to stop doing this forever?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no.
Would you like to kill your character for good?
I think, I don't know, doing death scenes is kind of fun sometimes with, certain characters. I mean, it's from, an acting standpoint, it's fun to get to try to portray that stuff, see if you can pull it off and have it be sort of realistic in a cartoon as best you can. I don't know. I mean, there's so many different versions. I was talking to you backstage and mentioning that Will Friedle, who had done the voice of Batman in a previous series, was told by Bruce Timm, I believe it was, that had said that there's a Batman for everybody. There should be a Batman for everyone. And arguably, it's kind of what we're doing with this version of Batman is more G-rated, family-friendly. You're not going to... This is something the whole family can gather around and watch, and little kids can be introduced to this version of Batman, and parents can watch with their kids and know that, okay, this is okay, as opposed to maybe playing Arkham Knight or Arkham Origins or some of the more adult, themed versions of Batman. So to get to, I would hope that if I was to ever get an opportunity for something like that with, say, Captain America, that there would be a chance that it wouldn't necessarily mean the death of my career as Batman, or as Captain America.
I hope not.
But yeah, right. Thank you. So do I. Knock on wood.
You were asking a trick question, because if he said, yeah, I'd like to do it, then you were going to go I hate you. Don't you ever stop doing it.
You're like, good, because
Figure
we
it
want to
out.
watch you die.
Also, Dana.
Yes?
For Master
Wait a
Shake.
minute. I have a question for Mr. Smith.
Yes, Dana.
And then he goes, hey, Dana,
Oh.
why don't you just call me Sweaty? I'll answer that, too. All right,
No,
it's fine.
because,
Thanks for dressing up today, too. I appreciate it. Got your undershirt on. Real nice.
I'll talk to you differently because the reason why I'm asking you this question is because
Oh.
I was 12 or 11 years old when I started watching Adult Swim. And one of the first shows of Adult Swim that I watched was Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
So...
That's why you're here in an undershirt. You didn't think to dress up for this.
So,
You're influenced by Carl.
What made you come up with a character like Master Shake?
Just being awesome. Whatever. I guess I'll do something super awesome today. Change basic cable animated shows forever. No, I don't know. What do you know?
Did you look at a milkshake?
What?
Did you look at a milkshake and say, what does this milkshake sound like?
Yes, I've looked at quite a few milkshakes. We lost her. You brought up Adult Swim, that lady.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for your underwear, your
Was
undershirt
the
service.
character of Master Shake based on it? Was there a combination like what you did with Granny?
Me
Was
being
that
angry.
you
What
angry?
was that? Me
That's
as
it.
an asshole. Excuse
Okay.
me, pardon my French. Me as a jerk. Jerk version of me, which, believe it or not, this is not the jerk version of me. There's a jerkier, don't laugh too hard at that, Nick. All right.
What was the relationship like with you guys in the booth? You said you worked together, and I know from here it sounds like I'm in a fog. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Yeah, you can't hear what I'm saying. What was it like working together, the two of you? What was that chemistry like?
Well, we did another thing.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that Disney thing?
Team Smithereens?
Yeah, that's
Team
right.
Smithereen.
And we met at that party
Yeah.
at the Kyoto Brothers, the guys who did Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah.
They also do, I do this show called The Thundermans on Nickelodeon. I play this rabbit, Dr. Colasso. Well, I'm the voice of him. I play him when he's a human, which has happened sometimes, but he's also... But there's like 3 Kyoto brothers under this box every time they're shooting it, and they're not like little skinny guys. They're like normal, large. They're luxury sized. There's one real skinny one, but they're like crammed under this box all the time. But every time I see them, I think of when we were there at their studio with what's his name? I'm not answering the question at all, obviously, but because it's a nightmare working with him. He's terrible to work with.
The relationship that we had with
the Harley Davidson fumes. He refuses to turn the motorcycle off when he gets in.
Yes, well,
he just keeps
that's how
it
you
running.
add the bass to the voice.
That's right. That's right.
Take the baffles off, and as my voice cracks.
I mean, unfortunately, we weren't there together when we did the Batman one. You were like the one day with all the hero guys, and then I was.
All the villains.
All the slobs came the next day.
They wanted to keep
the bad
the
guys,
sweat to a minimum, is what they were hoping to do.
Yeah.
Like one of the, it's like
Exactly
it's in my
right.
rider that I can't I can't
be
work
around-
with sweaty people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. They turned the monitor on here. Where is it?
There's an interesting. Now we can. Well,
Good
look
job.
at
No, that was great.
Because now it's not like what we were hearing up here when he
where
was
he
talking
is.
was like.
Yeah. Except from that mic, then it would be booming. Yeah. People are gonna think we're the new people. Who are like,
I'm extremely jet lagged, so you'll just thanks for indulging me on that.
They lost your luggage. Did you get your luggage?
No, it's still not here.
His luggage.
His
Louis Vuitton.
They lost the Harley.
$15,000 pieces of luggage. He has a Louis Vuitton case for his tiny Harley Davidson motorcycle.
That's just to hold the watch.
That's right.
It's just to hold my watch.
That holds
and then,
the key that goes to the. But they left it in.
There's a yacht that's bringing the Harley. Yes,
of course.
Yes, it's going to pull up out front.
Well, you just drive your Miami Harley here. You have
Yes,
one
exactly.
in all the cities.
Yes, it's good. It's neon pink.
Well, that's
That'd be
Miami
good.
for you.
There you go.
With the neon under, so it like illuminates the ground.
I guess what you're asking the relationship, but like when we're working, this is rare that we get to do even what we're doing right now because, and even sometimes when it comes to video games, you don't get a chance to record with another voice actor in the booth. They'll do it completely isolated. Most animation,
there's so much
they
stuff
don't.
to do.
Yeah, and they don't. It's like they don't want overlaps because if we talk over one another, they can't use that take. If they liked Dana's performance but they didn't like mine, but I'm talking over Dana's performance, they can't use that performance because you'll hear me in the background wherever they try to make the little edit. So typically, it's kind of a funny thing to see happen. Sometimes there'll be like an on-camera actor who maybe hasn't done voiceover before, and in the on-camera world, it's very natural to overlap and to be having more realistic conversations. And in the animation world, when we're recording, we know there's got to be like an eighth of a second, quarter second hitch between each thing, even if it's that you're interrupting somebody.
We'll do it. Well, let's do an example. I'll interrupt you.
Okay. If I've told you a million times, I've always told you that.
Let me stop you there. Let's say you had to put a pause.
So it's like
there, so
you have to put that hitch there, even though typically it would be like, if I told you a million times,
I've
told you.
there.
No.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't do that when you're recording for animation.
That's
So
right.
very often, like, it just depends on whether or not we're going to be in the same room at the same time, or if we're going to be isolated and they piece everything together, which is kind of a miracle that it works as well as it does when they piece it together like that.
Did you guys do any kind of improvisation with the two characters? Kind of just work together a little bit.
We went
like
on
that,
a retreat in the mountains.
Yes. Okay.
And we had a cabin with a wall in the middle of it.
This is when you were in costume. The two of you were in costume.
We go everywhere in costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a team building exercise.
He rides on the back of the Harley. That's
right.
It's a sight to see.
It's like a sidecar, but it's a back car. It's like a trailer little car. But I
a
have all
U-Haul,
the makeup on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's actually a skateboard because the Harley again is a mini.
I didn't know you skateboard,
Harley.
Dana.
Trust me, I do not. I had to sit on it, and it's a white knuckle. I fear for my life. He drives very fast. He doesn't follow any of the rules of the road. No turn signals.
I'm Batman.
I just hold on there for my freaking life and hope I don't roll off on the PCH.
Tell Alfred to clear the road ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Make it go away.
There's people from D.C. who drive cars in front of you and behind you because they know you're a maniac.
Exactly.
But they don't want you to be hurt yourself. They try and it's like a Stanley Kubrick type thing. They have front and back cars so you don't get in trouble. Ted's
They
here.
killed
Okay,
me,
good.
all right.
Yes.
Ted? Looking forward to the sequel.
Yeah.
Not as
Yeah, I'm
much
looking
as
forward
he
to
is.
it too.
Anybody else with another question by any chance? Or
A forest of hands.
Those of you getting
if you're
here,
embarrassed to go in front of the microphone, you can just raise your hand and yell it out. I think we can handle that.
With the expensive audience we've packed the hall
Did anybody
with.
see the movie we're talking about? How many just want to find a seat? No, there's no shame in that. Just want to sit down.
So hot outside.
I'm only up here because I saw there was an empty seat up here.
There we
I
go.
came up here. It was
Twofer.
closer than that one.
Hey, do you think it's possible that Oculus might get a reboot in 10 years and you'll do the job again?
Well, I what?
They reboot everything.
Yeah, they are going to reboot it.
You think they're going to reboot it someday?
Aqua Teen?
Yeah.
Reboot Aqua Teen? Sure, why not? Sure they will. They'll like digitize it and make it 3D and
Nice.
like the seats will run. There'll be like whatever the new like hologram TV is going to be or something. You can like sit in their smelly living room and
Smells like French fries and a meatball.
They'll play it forever because they
Old
have
milk.
no problem bilking out every last cent that they pay. All $20,000 they paid to make the entire series. They're going to make sure they get quadruple their money's worth. They'll play it. Everyone in this room will be dead, and they'll still be playing it. If there's some type of whatever streaming phone something,
Knocking on wood for you.
I'll be dead. I won't care.
Yeah.
It'll be whatever.
But for right now, it's
that's
it's
true.
the gesture that counts.
Thank you.
The
That's
thought
very
that
nice.
counts.
Yeah, hopefully that no one will die soon in here. Be very long. Just for the record, I want everyone to stay healthy. That my walk over here reminded me of that. I got to make some better life choices. There's like people passing me. Like I feel like I'm 1,000 years old. I'm sweating. I got this shirt on. I look like Jacko tourist walking around here.
Well, I noticed today, like I'm glad that you've got closed-toed shoes
Oh, yeah.
on, because I noticed when I got to the hotel and I had sandals in my bag, which are doing me no good in LA right now. But as I was walking around, I'm like, I'm the only person in Miami who's wearing sneakers right now. It's just everybody was in flip-flops and whatnot.
That's everywhere.
I felt very out of place.
On that street down by the beach, it's like everybody's in flip-flops and bikinis.
Yeah.
That's what
Everyone.
it's like in courtrooms and business centers
Like
all
I
over
feel,
Miami.
like if you go to the Miami court, like criminal court, even the lawyers are in flip-flops and bikinis. Like, Your Honor, the judge has just like the little collar thing, but he's in a swimsuit. They've all got like those big $50 daiquiris with the thing in it. Be kind of great if like every city had to be like their absolute cliche of. But then it's just like, I'm going to court today. Now wear your nice bikini. This is a real tough judge.
So LA would just be a lot of people like, Your Honor, dude.
Yeah, exactly. People eating quinoa.
I like objecting stuff or something.
Exactly. Everyone has plastic surgery in LA. Like, you can't see anyone's face. Everyone looks the same.
You're like,
I hate to pull away from this.
You love
we were on a roll.
I know Dana. I feel the friction. I feel like Dana doesn't like me. That's my feeling.
Oh God, no.
I was his host yesterday, and I didn't let a young kid hold the microphone. He's like, just let him hold it. I was like, sorry.
No,
Dana,
it's that kid.
please.
He is. I'm so mad at you for.
Isn't that the first rule of like broadcasting though? Is like never let the interviewer, like the interviewee, take the mic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You see like the awkward situations where someone's holding on, and the person
they're
who's
both
like,
doing
I work
it
for
like-
NBC. Do
Well,
not grab my
actually,
microphone.
Yeah. I saw the man. He ran out of the house.
He said,
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob. Bob, I was in my kitchen, Bob, and then I heard a big loud bang, and then I went out front, and I was like, and I went out front, and I saw.
And tell us what you did then.
Everybody's
That's
just
what they should do though. That they like let go and watch the guy chip his teeth. I win.
Anyway, what?
I'm sorry. No, that's basically that was it. Yeah. So your penguin, what would you say is different about your penguin from other penguins we've seen?
Well, I didn't do any of the other ones. That's the
Right.
first main difference.
Okay, so this is this penguin has you.
Well, they wanted him to be a lot more like, what did they describe? They wanted him to sound real like elitist and rich, that kind of thing. Well, there's a little like a Brahmin in there, like a Boston Brahmin, like Mr. Howell, that kind of. He's like Mr. Howell and the penguin. If you combine them somehow.
Is he? Oh, what was it? Do the
Do
laugh?
the laugh?
No.
Okay. Is he? Is he more? Would you say is he an evil character? Is he afraid? Is he brave?
Oh yeah, no, he's he's a megalomaniac like but nothing's subtle in you can't have subtlety in comic books. They're like, I don't want to be a bad guy. I want to be the worst guy in the world. I don't want to take over my house. I don't want to rob a convenience store. I want to rob every convenience store in the world. I would involve the 7-Eleven corporate headquarters. I want to rob them, shake down. Yeah, no, you know, he's building this massive building, and he's decided to take over the world with robotic animals. That says it all.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Oh, yeah. Well, it's been out.
I know. I just
no one's.
No.
You going to run out and watch this now? If you haven't seen it? No
Haven't
one's seen it
no.
anyway. All right, you are. Thanks. Thank you for your Batman service. I appreciate it.
And Roger, what about you? What about, I know you said this Batman, it's PG.
Yeah.
But what about
Not
your
even
Batman?
PG, literally like rated G.
Oh, G, that's right.
Yeah,
A G. Oh, great. How does it differ from your Batman Arkham Origins Batman?
Well, Batman Arkham Origins, since that was an origin story, was much more about, he was a little more unhinged. We kind of played around with that in the beginning. We were trying to find out how far do we want to push that version of Batman. Like, do we want him to be completely, you know, not psychotic, but really kind of uncontrolled in a lot of ways. But with this version of Batman for Unlimited, it was more about trying to make him a little bit more accessible and having a little bit more fun with the interactions with some of the people that he works with, as well as some of the villains. But he's still definitely Batman. But I think you know, this Batman, there's little moments where he kind of has like a little bit of snark to him, a little bit of you know. A little rolling of the eyes kind of thing.
There's a little wink
Origins,
in all
yeah,
this,
exactly. It's a little wink and a nod.
Yeah.
But Origins was definitely, he was just kind of like, he was bent on a mission. That's what he was like, you know, he was very, very focused in what he wanted to achieve and to a fault. And this Batman's a little more, yeah, he's nicer, I think. Nicer Batman.
It's interesting.
It's a kinder, gentler Batman.
Those shorty ones, those little shorts that
Yeah.
I think are on there also.
I don't know when those are happening.
But I think they're on there,
Are
aren't
they?
on the disc?
Are
There's
they?
like, and watch the DC shorts
I
that are
don't know.
also on there.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's something
Okay.
on there. There's a bunch of shorts.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what it was.
Yeah.
But then that one, they said, oh, you need to me, they said, oh, you need to be a little more, like for the movie one, they were like, oh, no, we want him to be like darker and spookier.
Oh, interesting.
But that was me doing it. I'm like a clown, so it's, you know.
Not a clown.
Your dark and brooding is dark and brooding.
It's just
My
brooding.
dark and brooding is
It's Batman. It's what he does.
like, hey, what? There's no pepperoni on this pizza. Like, you know, it's not the same level of brooding.
We
But
got
the
some
shorts
questions
they
lined
had,
up
They
here.
wanted it to be like even more, like they said, you know, lighten your voice up and don't make it as,
a little more.
you know. Hello.
Hi, I was wondering if you could do a little scene as Penguin and Batman. Do your voices.
All right. Who's interviewing who here for the local news?
I got
there was a tire fire. Okay, what? All right. Yes, hello.
I got to remember how to do it. You do it a lot. I've done it like 2 times. All right.
I'd like to file a complaint.
How can I help you, sir?
Well, you see, I was originally scheduled on a flight yesterday.
Yes.
Where I would have been landing in Miami at 10 p.m. last night.
There's a long line. Can you speed it up?
But because I was only 15 minutes late checking my bag,
Late is late.
they wouldn't let me fly.
Well, what's the cape for then?
Touche.
Excuse me.
We'll
sir,
have your bags when we have your bags.
You're taking a real long time. Could you hurry it up, buddy?
I'm going to sucker punch him any second now.
Did you get through security with that utility belt?
Battering. Why was my bag not on the next flight out?
Why were you 15 minutes late?
Irrelevant.
That's a better question. Is it humongously loud out there? I feel like I just ruined everyone.
At this point, I would just call in Alfred to do like a Batwing strike on you. It would be thunder from the heavens raining
Alfred's
down
a
upon.
supervisor. You didn't know that. He has
Exactly.
a job at American Airlines.
He works for American Airlines.
You don't
That's good.
pay enough, sir.
We're very sorry if this has inconvenienced you in any way. What was
That
the
was
question?
the airport scene. That's
that's-
in the next movie. He loses his bags.
With more caffeine, it probably would have been funnier. I apologize. He's sweaty and I'm jet lagged and tired. So
No, it was great. Your
Okay.
thank you.
impersonations.
Thank you. Good question. That was
That
fun.
was great
That was
to
fun.
watch. I could watch that all day. Yes.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Just fine. You been having fun today or what?
Yeah, it's been cool.
Okay, good. There's a Bob Ross Mario behind you. Right there. Bingo.
Did you guys
Good.
have any inspiration while voicing the characters?
Yeah, Mr. Hal and the
Mr. Hal.
Penguin.
Yeah, yeah.
That's real, though. You know, from Gilligan. You know, there's a TV show, Gilligan's Island. You know what that is?
I've heard of this show.
Okay. It's on YouTube.
It's like
you're
Lost.
Old, Dana. You're so old.
Yeah. And then, darling,
Gilligan's
we used to watch
Island?
Hopalong Cassidy in the mornings.
What's
A movie cost a nickel.
Just put it on my tab. So yeah, you had. I don't. You know what? We started with Origins and tried to play around with a lot of different voice prints for Batman for Origins, where we were literally trying to obviously honor what Kevin Conroy had established as the voice in the sort of Arkham lore of Batman, but also trying to not alienate fans of Christian Bale's version, of even Adam West's version. We were trying to find something that it's like, okay, we could have that character be believable. I've always said Batman kind of lives in like this little box. If you step too far outside of that vocally, it's not Batman. A lot of the villains you can play around and have a lot more sort of diversity with it to a degree.
Even for the same character. You
Absolutely.
Could have, I mean, there's how many times the Joker's been like so wildly different from one to the next.
Exactly. Or
They're
the
all
Riddler,
good,
or- yeah.
but there's so much, because you can have a lot more play with all those guys.
But I think if you step too far outside that box where Batman lives, it's not the same character. So we tried to work with some of that stuff. And really, it just kind of became me sort of doing what I did for Origins, but softening it up a little bit so that it would be a little bit more accessible for a younger audience and not quite so dark and brooding. But I would have to say that it's really like that Kevin Conroy is probably the biggest sort of influence in this version that I've done for Origins and whatnot, simply because the origin story of setting up where that version, that origin story version of Batman could go into what Kevin Conroy and, say, Mark Hamill have established as Batman and the Joker.
Thank you for your answers.
You're very welcome.
Thank
you for your question.
We gave you 2 answers. You only gave us 1 question.
I just wanted to ask something on top of that. You have. It sounds like you have a sort of a Northern American accent. Like, where are you from originally, and does that play in how you voice Batman?
Interesting. I'm from South America originally. That's really
right.
weird.
South
Who would've
Europe.
thought? Yeah, Southern Europe.
Yeah.
So it's completely the opposite direction.
No, I was born in Michigan. I was raised in Southern California. I moved out from Michigan when I was 1, so I don't.
Where in Michigan?
St. Joseph, Michigan. Don't ask me. I don't know where
That's
it is.
the West, right?
Sure.
All right.
I explained there was a guy at a bicycle shop one time. I was getting my bike repaired.
Getting the Harley fixed.
And he's
I
like,
understand.
"Do the Harley, you know,
Getting a new tank,
get a
a
little
new
mini Harley."
gold-plated tank.
The guy starts saying, it's like, "So where are you from?" Because I said sure. I didn't say sure. I said sure.
Right.
And I've never really thought and it's not as if like, oh, you're darn tootin' and all that. It's not. That's
Right.
not how I speak.
Cheese curd.
But the guy's like, "Where are you from? The Great Lakes region?" And I was like, "Well, technically, I was born in Michigan, but I moved out here when I was 1." And he's like, "No way, where from?" And I was like, "St. Joseph." And he's like, "Oh, I know where that it is." He starts going on and on and on. I'm explaining. I was like, "I moved out here when I was 1. I don't remember any of it. I wasn't, it's like
You're
it's
like, pal.
I don't remember birth.
I don't give
Sorry.
half a fart where this place is. I was
But
there
the guy,
till 1.
Every time I said it was like, "Yeah, but I've never been back there, and I moved out to California when I was 1. I've lived in Southern California my whole life." He's like, "That's great. Isn't Michigan
Oh, it's-
awesome?" I was just like, "Nah,
Hey,
you're right. It
why are
is.
we
I
both
can't wait to
here?"
go back." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Bob?
why did you leave? You love it so much.
Bob
Gotta
has a
follow the
question.
bikes. Bob Ross Mario.
Who are you people?
How are you?
Who are you people?
Who are you people?
Or jerks. Well, I'm a jerk. Haven't you noticed?
He's sweaty. I'm casual.
You're a closed-toed casual.
Closed-toed McCasual.
Were people
is my last
pointing at
name.
you when you were walking the other day? He's got sneakers
Yeah.
on. He's not wearing
Burn
sandals.
him! Burn him!
Where's your bikini? Kill him! To the beach!
Like literally, you want to know who we are? Or was it?
A joke.
It was a joke.
A joke.
But is it a
good.
line from something? Because I was like, "I'm Troy Baker, and this is Yuri Lowenthal."
Yeah, you're a Lowenthal.
There you go.
The Y.
Yeah,
I'm the...
it's okay.
What's in the bag?
Was it like the band The Who? Were we supposed to go hoo 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 hoo?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Who are you? I don't know.
All right. Oh,
Anyway,
got some Who fans out there.
Thanks for asking. I guess.
All right.
He's probably asking me because I'm just
Now,
the
technically,
host.
you're not supposed to say anything, right? He's
Not
in
going
character.
to. Good job.
There it
Okay,
is.
perfect.
Well done.
Perfect.
He waited
That's
for
effective
15 minutes.
cosplay.
No,
Well
really?
done.
That's good. Wow. This is my favorite question so far.
Hello?
I got a question for Roger.
Yes, sir.
Seeing that you played both Batman and Captain America, my question to you is, in a fight to the death, who do you think would win, Captain America or Batman?
I have a very political answer to this. Everyone loses. Humanity loses if that clash of titans was to ever take place. A space-time continuum hole would open up and all matter would cease to exist as we know it. Too much awesomeness together. I can't answer that. Nobody.
Have you been asked that before?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, thousands of times.
You
And
had
it's
it
funny,
like in the holster, ready to like
I
pull
don't
it out.
know because
You knew.
what I'm going to do, like, yeah, Batman, man. Or like, hey, Disney's on the phone. Oh, really? What do they want to ask?
Yeah. Hey,
and it's funny
Roger.
because I don't. There's
it's
a lot-
me, Mickey. It sounds so different.
Whoopee.
That's for the kids. I'm calling you now.
I don't think it's. I know there's a lot of like people that like to do the Marvel versus DC stuff, and I never understood that. It's not like there should be a dividing line between this. It's like if you're a fan of comics or you're a fan of comic book characters, if you're a fan of entertainment, it's like what better time is there to be alive than right now with all the movies, all the cartoons, all the video games, everything that we have. So it's kind of like, doesn't really need to be who would win or, oh, look at that. That's a smatter. That's an official smatter. Right.
I mean, there's going to be a point like
exactly.
Our grandkids are going to be like, oh, God, my grandparents are such jerks. They're always talking about all their old comic book movies.
Yeah.
I just want to watch a romantic comedy. My grandparents always complain that nobody has a cape on or a shield or some weird power goblet.
I just want to go watch live theater.
I just want to watch like a nice movie with people talking at a dinner table. No fighting. Our grandparents were so violent. Every movie they destroyed cities in every movie they made.
Grandpa's in there with his headset on and his 20-year-old Xbox
His
One.
Xbox 40.
Yeah.
Just implanted in his brain. He got the Xbox chip. He's playing in his brain. Grandpa, are you on Xbox today? No, just.
Do you ever
just
play
writing
games?
your birth. Oh, sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird generational thing that's happening right now. Like I am going to be 40 next month, and I grew up with like brothers and thank you another smatter. That's wonderful.
He's older than
cool.
us. Yay!
That's cool. And so I grew up with siblings that were like about 10 years older than I, and they all played video games. We grew up like, I mean, I can remember like for my 5th Christmas, Dad got us Intellivision.
Oh,
and
sure.
it was like, dude, Intellivision's so much better than Atari because, like, okay, you know how, like, that square is, like, the spaceship, and the little square shooting out of you is the bullet? It looks so real.
In
like, it's
television, there
way better
there
than
was
Atari.
2 squares
Yeah,
that made the
exactly.
spaceship.
Look at all the extra pixels.
Yeah, there's 4
But it's-
extra pixels.
I was listening to the radio, and there was some, it was like one of those, like talk shows where it was like somebody's calling in for advice or whatever, and this person was calling in and saying, oh, my husband, we just had this baby, and my husband's not doing enough, and he's not taking care of the kid enough, and every now and then he goes and he wants to play his video games, and the person that was like the host of the program was like, well, how old is your husband? And the woman's like, oh, he's 30, and she's like, that's way too old for video games. And I just thought, oh, wow, she's far removed. She doesn't understand the It's like, no, like 40s
Was my
and
wife
50s
the host
are
of
people
this radio
Is
show
that
you're listening
happening?
to? Because she does not understand
She's
video
like,
games
my
at all.
husband's so sweaty.
Yeah. I have a very sweaty
husband.
Childish husband.
So the answer to that is yes. Then yes.
I gave you the safest. Nobody. We all lose. If that happens, we all lose. I'm shocked at Batman versus Superman. Even I just why can't they all just get along? I mean,
They've
come
been
on.
at each other's throats for years.
Exactly.
Well, what about the Civil War thing? That's going to happen pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
With Iron Man and his.
It's fun to
Iron
think about.
people.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if in our lifetime we see a melding of those two things come together. I mean, it would be holy cow.
I mean, maybe in like
summer
40 years, it's just going to be
blockbuster
like one superhero's got like a Superman arm, a Batman leg, Captain America's underpants, like
a granny tentacle just like off the
They just
torso.
like weird synthesize all into one superhero. They're every superhero, and the villain is every single villain that there
you go.
was. Then there's just 2 guys, and they just fight all day. It's just, that's the whole movie. Just him punching him in the face, then the other guy punching him in the face. No dialogue. They're like, oh, this is the greatest. This is what, after all the years of culture, this is the apex. the high point of it
finally
all.
happened.
Every superhero and every supervillain punching each other in the face for 2 hours. It's fantastic.
And
that could happen, by the way.
In the back, next person, unless you had another question.
Yeah, I had another question.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
My question is for both Dana and Roger. Which character did both of you guys had fun the most acting with?
Good question. That's a real question.
Yeah.
Silent Bob question. That was zero question. I mean, some of them are very fun. You get, like all the funny stuff I do is fun to do because we're basically all just making each other, we do Aqua Teen or something. We have lots of improv, but it's fun that you're all laughing together and then you think of new lines and change the lines and do something else. You're like joke writing. It's like a writer's room almost. I mean, I have to say that one because it's the one I've done the longest.
Master Shake.
Why I do anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
One of my favorite lines of you as Master Shake was
yes?
when Carl, the next door neighbor, right?
Yeah.
With Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Tana Wanalewski.
He was getting a mail order bride.
Yes.
And you were gonna get married as well, and
we were both gonna marry her.
Exactly, and I could tell there was a ton of improv going on with this whole sequence. And you said something at one point. You're like, we're walking down that aisle, like it was this, and it's kind of no smatter for that one. I mean, come on.
They don't know.
It's enough. It's enough.
They have no
It's
idea.
official smatter.
Is that one of those sugar beers? Oh no, that's a little puppy. No, what is that? I can't see. It's very bright up here. Is that a squirrel? No, it's a little dog. Wait, did I just out it? Are they gonna kick him out or something? Service dog, service animal. That's right. It detects ankle sprains here at the convention. I recognize.
My the one that always resonates with me the most, that I had the most fun doing, was Rip Slinger from Disney's Planes, which was just essentially, it wasn't a big blockbuster film kind of thing, but it was 3 years in the making of getting to be a part of something that was like an absolute dream come true for me in every way. Being involved in a Disney animated feature and getting to be a bad guy was like dream come true. At that point, I was just like, all right, I'm done. I can hang it up. I can hang it up. And to this day, if I see it on TV or whatever, and I hear the theme music, I get goosebumps, and it was just one of those really kind of crazy magical experiences that's once in a lifetime. And
that's like the apex right there.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, it's all downhill from here, dude.
Yeah,
it's all downhill.
Now it's all down.
Now I'm in Florida on a stage with a sweaty guy.
Yeah.
My name's Anthony. I'm. Oh, him. Oh, Dan.
Yeah, sorry, no. You might be sweaty. I don't know. I mean,
I'm mostly dry except where there's any contact with anything else. If I stood like the Da Vinci Man like this, I'd be dry.
Dana will be walking off the stage, facing forward. Hey, take care, everyone.
Stop by, get a whiff.
Do you have another question, or?
Free whiffs.
Oh, he left. What's your question?
Oh, there he is.
I'm trying to be a voice actor too, and I wanted to know when you guys first decided that you wanted to start acting.
Well, I did theater. That's all I did in New York. And you go and do stuff all over the place. But then I went to college with a girl who went to high school with Dave Willis, who created Aqua Teen Hunger for us, and he called her up and he said, oh, we're auditioning for this part. You know anybody up there who's got a super ripped, awesome sounding voice? And she was like, oh, you should call my friend Dana. And then I auditioned over the phone on this voicemail. He sent me the script, I left it on the phone, and that's how I did it. But when I was little, we used to do stuff all the time. Yeah. We'd get in trouble in junior high because we got to do the yearbook announcements on, the PA when they're like, good morning, whatever, there's assembly, Mr. Keller sprained his leg, so everyone be nice to whatever the hell it was.
He didn't have a leg spraining dog to alert him to it? Or
if only he would have.
Okay,
Back then, it could have saved him those 4 weeks on the sticks.
Exactly.
But yeah, we would do the yearbook announcement, so we would bring a tape, a tape recorder. Where's that kid? He didn't know what a tape recorder is. The Gilligan's Island, the audio cassette. But we'd make the background music, and then we'd do an ad for the yearbook, but we'd always be whatever. We would theme it to something stupid. And then we would get in trouble because it would be announcements within 8 minutes in the morning, and the first period teacher would get mad at us.
Yeah, because you go.
He would always start buzzing in
minutes.
stop. I need a perfect joyless environment before I teach these animals their geography or whatever it was.
I think everybody in our line of work has that same similar sort of background where it's as kids,
Yeah,
you know,
used to make
goofing
like
up. I
little
was
tapes
always
and stuff.
making little dinosaur sounds and playing. You know, it's funny. You can always tell like the games that kids play, even gender-wise. If you ask like a girl to make a good machine gun sound, it's like or whatever, like do I know. And guys, like little boys grow up and they're doing grenades and grenade launchers and missiles and airplanes and all that stuff. And it's like that to me, I didn't know it back then. I think that's just what I was doing. I was always playing with like dinosaurs and making dinosaur sounds. And then the very first introduction I ever had, I think it was maybe 4 or 5. And it was at a preschool or kindergarten, whatever it was. They were doing Charlotte's Web, and they were doing a production of Charlotte's Web. And at that age, kids don't even have lines. It's usually just like they just dance around the music.
15 children in the role of Charlotte.
Exactly.
You 40 kids, you're all playing the web.
Spider leg.
Yeah, you're all playing the web.
Yeah.
The teacher, will be Templeton the rat.
They gave one line in the play to the guy. It was like the mayor, who says, "Mr. Zuckerman, you're going to the fair." And it was like they were going to give one kid an opportunity to step to the front and grab a microphone and say that line, and I got selected to do it. What? And I was the one, and I probably screamed it into the mic like kids do. They get on a microphone. I was like, and I did that, and I remember just like getting like a smatter of applause or a laughter or whatever it was, and I just thought, well, that was cool. How did I do that? What was that? Like and pretty soon it was like, oh, okay, so if I do all sorts of weird stuff.
Scream at the top of my lungs into a microphone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you can affect people and that kind of thing. So I think
I've
back
got
then it was like, this is
Mayor
cool.
Zuckerman nailed.
The reviews were positive.
That's right.
I was happy to say.
I received love letters from the critics.
Yeah.
I have one more question.
Good luck with your career, though.
And what's the weirdest thing anyone's ever asked you to say in your voices?
Anything ever stopped you mid dialogue? You're reading it, and you're like, oh.
Oh,
like that.
I've got
a recording.
Quite a few of those.
Oh yeah, that's a regular.
The go-to one for me, and this was a paid legitimate gig, and you have to understand like context is everything. But I was a pilot character. I was the playable character in a flying game, and the line was you could call for help from your squad mates, right? You could somebody give me some backup. The line was, what was it? Somebody get this guy off my rear. I can't take this pounding much longer. They wanted it in a big old military sound, like a super tough guy thing, and it was about 10 minutes of me composing myself. I was like, really? We don't want to rewrite this?
The director would like you to read this for a ringtone he's working on.
For his ringtone.
Was it Ace Combat?
What's that?
Was it Ace Combat?
It wasn't Ace Combat.
No?
It was something Squadron.
Dreamflight? Microsoft Flight Simulator?
No. Ghost Squadron,
Rogue
was
Squadron.
that what it was? Rogue Squadron. No. Gosh, what was it? It was something.
Squadron.
I'll find it. I'll remember what it was.
He'll tweet it out later.
Or something. Yeah. We'll tweet it out or something. Yeah, but it was a.
You can think about it by the time you get to the voiceover video game panel today.
There you go. Perfect.
We only have time for one more question.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Break a vocal cord.
So I've heard legendary stories about how smelly the Adult Swim voice room is for voice acting. Is that really true?
Where have you heard these stories?
I just want to know how
you
real
just
it
opened
is.
this into a dialogue. Where did you hear these stories?
On the internet, they're kind of around.
Well, they don't really even have a booth at Adult Swim.
Oh, God.
So whoever these trolls are online and whatever weird, creepy message board you're going to on the Goat Lover message boards.
Those are the best message boards.
Well, it's to each his own.
How do they do it if they're not?
They do it like wherever. They do. Well, I don't even go to they're in Atlanta. I live in California. Maybe you heard of it. Hollywood, not Florida, not Hollywood, Florida. I mean, every booth smells weird sometimes. You'll be like, wow, they had a crazy 8-hour session with 12 people in there who were locked in there and screaming and spitting all over the foam things on the mic. Yeah. It's like this. I mean, and by tomorrow, when they're packed like sardines in here, there's going to be a funk coming on.
It's inevitable.
I mean, I'm sure it's like great to think that, and they probably would perpetuate that rumor that there's like, old weird, needles and just garbage in the Adult Swim booth, like. That it's just like, it's like going to a really bad park, like a sketchy park. You look under certain parts, there's like just stuff that shouldn't be there. But, it's not that bad.
Excellent.
I
Thanks,
mean,
guys.
but it is all right. There's raw meat in there, and there's like weird human fluids all over the place, and